Are you ready for a revolution? Because that's exactly what's happening in the heart of Africa right now. Corrupt leaders across the continent are shaking in their boots in serious panic because this is the very first time in recent years and in the entire contemporary history of post-colonial Africa that black leaders are able to sit down, discuss matters among themselves internally, make decisions, and act without taking permission from anyone or country outside the continent. Did you know that before military took over Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, these countries cannot buy an additional weapon to fight terrorists or even recruit additional military personnel without permission and approval from France? Independent nations needing permission to protect their own people. It's like being an adult and still having to ask your parents for permission to buy groceries. Just a few weeks ago, Burkina Faso attempted to buy additional weapons for their military, but was blocked by France during purchase, thanks to Russia. Imagine before now, there were 2,400 French troops in Mali, 400 in Burkina Faso, and 2,500 in Niger, but still, terrorists were occupying more territories, disturbing the peace of the region under their watch. What does this tell you? It's even more shocking to know that these countries' foreign reserves are managed by France. Of course, they are not even required to have a central bank. Just imagine that. A whole country, to the extent that the currencies are being printed by France, still hang on, because this is just 3 countries out of 54 African countries. Even Nigeria.
1974, Nigeria was the 3rd largest oil-producing nation in the world. Today, Nigeria does not own its own oil reserves, which is still the 3rd largest in the world, but BP and Shell and Exxon owns all the rights of the oil in Nigeria. They take the oil out of it, and after that they sell it back to the Nigerian government. Who did that? The IRA.
Whose fault is this? Well, wake up and smell the change because Traoré and his allies are making it happen right before our eyes. Critics cry dictatorship, but others see hope. These leaders took power without bloodshed. Can we say the same for some democratic elections? The West might paint these leaders as villains, but look closer. What's really going on? Why are some military leaders praised while others are demonized? Could it be that true independence is what the West fears most? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Burkina Faso, a country once strangled by foreign control, now buzzing with opportunity. Nations are calling, investors are pouring in, a sign of job creation for its citizens. This is scent of true independence, folks. Right now, Traoré isn't just bringing in investors, he's building a future where Burkinabe youth don't need to risk their lives crossing deserts and seas, or seas traveling abroad for a better life. Traoré just launched a calcined clay production factory. This factory is a game changer, and here's why. First off, it's not just about making cement cheaper. It's about processing African resources on African soil. No more exporting raw materials for pennies and buying back finished products at a premium. This is economic independence in action, folks. But wait, there's more. This factory comes with a solar park that'll not only power the plant, but feed excess energy back into the national grid. Clean energy and industrial development. Now that's what we call a win-win. Can you imagine the ripple effects this could have across the entire economy? And get this. The project is expected to create 350 direct jobs, all for Burkinabe citizens. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Think about all the indirect jobs, the boost to local businesses, the knowledge transfer. This isn't just a factory, it's a catalyst for an entire economic ecosystem. Traoré's message to investors is clear and bold. Ignore the negative propaganda. Burkina Faso is open for business, but on its own terms. The days of exploitative deals are over. Can you feel the shift in power dynamics? It's seismic. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about Burkina Faso. This project is a collaboration with a Moroccan investor showcasing the power of South-South cooperation. Could this be the beginning of a new era of Pan-African economic partnerships? And let's not forget the environmental angle. By using solar power and promoting local production, this project is setting a new standard for sustainable industrialization in Africa. Could Burkina Faso become a model for green development across the continent? The numbers are staggering. An investment of 33 billion CFA francs, about $55 million USD, expected to increase state revenues by 9 billion CFA francs, $15 million USD, annually. But the real value? It's in the precedent it sets, the message it sends to the world. Africa is ready to take control of its own destiny. So, what's next for Burkina Faso and its neighbors? Will other African nations follow their lead? And how will the old guard, both in Africa and abroad, respond to this bold new vision of African leadership? In an event for Traoré to get all the youth ready, here he addressed about 1,500 youths on Africa Youth Day.
Youth is the time when we do not have enough time. We must take advantage of the time given to us, use the energy necessary to achieve our goals to change the world, change our world and change the world of others positively. Children want to grow up to be youths, old people want to become young again, everyone wants to be a youth. Youth is a blessing, so take advantage of your youth to do useful work. That is why when I see in the chosen theme, the first two words challenge us, that is integration and security. Africa faces many challenges and we must ask ourselves questions. Is youth an asset or a handicap for the development of nations? The answer is simple and unequivocal. We must therefore manage to transform our youth into a real asset and a driver of development for our continent. And to do this we need integration, we need security of development, we need to unite, and young people, let me tell you, that to unite...
One thing's for sure, a win for one is a win for all. Africa is changing, Burkina Faso is progressing, and the world better take notice. As we watch these events unfold, note that you may not find this news on your big screen. That's the reality. They only show you the other side of Africa, but what? We are here for you, to give you anything and everything about this great continent. Wait, before I see you next time, share your views and comment your country.
If you are still not following us, you are probably never going to see us again. But if you are, congrats. You are on a journey of discovery as we unlock the mysteries of the past.